Thanks for tuning in to a Nindie Nation Let's Play. Let's Play Nindies, maybe? Today we're going to be playing a little bit of 20XTX, which Wikipedia told me is how you pronounce this, as I had been calling it 20XX. The game is a spiritual successor of sorts to the Mega Man X series from the Super Nintendo days, and is best described, if you're familiar with the other title, as a mix between Mega Man X and Rogue Legacy. The game was developed by Battery Staple Games and was originally kickstarted back in 2014 and released on Steam at the time, I believe in 2016, and has now made its way to the consoles, including our beloved Nintendo Switch. So today I'm going to dive into a little bit of the core game and try to explain what's going on so that you have an idea of what this game's all about and can hopefully make the right decision to go out and buy it immediately. The game is, I believe, $15. I will double check that and post in the notes. And so far, I am absolutely in love with my time here. So without further ado, let's jump on in. So here we have your hub world of sorts. This little guy right here is named Dally. Actually, I think it's a girl. And the character I'm playing as today is Nina. She's the one that plays like Mega Man. There's also a character called Ace who plays a lot like Zero, and instead of using a buster or gun of sorts, uses a sword or melee weapons. In your home screen, you're going to see the archive, which includes things like leaderboards, tutorials, various information. Up in the challenges, you have lots of great daily challenges, weekly challenges, and then speed runs of sorts. And these are various things that just give you a little bit of extra flavor in the game itself. Over here is how we start a run of 20XX and, XTX, my apologies. And hopefully Josh and I can dive in and try some of the multiplayer soon so that you can see that. Over here we have item unlocks. These are new things that can be unlocked using seed coins, which are items. You'll see there's a couple of different currencies that I'll explain throughout the game. These make different items available to access throughout the stages that you play through. The permanent upgrades are just that, extra maximum health, etc. that you can take into a run of 20XTX with you. And then over here we have items that you are given at the start of your next run, so you can, temporarily buff out various abilities. And then tokens. Tokens can be used at slot machines and things like that throughout the levels. So let's dive right in and take a run at 20XTX. The game structure is that of a Mega Man title. You go through a level and have a boss at the end. The levels are randomly generated within some certain parameters. So you'll see some familiar features inside of a level. Once you get to the boss, you beat the boss, and you move on to pick one of 3 next stages. So I got started with a couple of little bonuses here, including my favorite, attacks might restore health. That is always beneficial, as well as my favorite starting weapon. I get the spread shot. So you got your shooting mechanic, you got a charge, you got a dash. Notice how slow Nina moves right now, because we'll probably pick up a couple of speed boost items, and it makes a really big difference later on. So we'll take out a couple of these first enemies. What I'm picking up now, those are nuts. Those are currency that can be used inside of this run. In addition to that, I'll also get, I think they are called soul chips. And the soul chips are the items I can use to buy more permanent upgrades later on after the run itself. I don't see anything up here. If you notice, the music is very Mega Man X inspired, as is the rest of the game. And while I do really enjoy the music, I find that the soundtrack is so tight that at times I can almost not tell some of the songs apart, which I know that's kind of like a backhanded compliment of sorts, but it'd be nice to have a little bit more variety. Overall, though, it nails the job of capturing that aesthetic. If you're looking at the rest of the screen, oh, here we go. Here's some soul chips. These little guys right here. Soul chips. So now I've got 2 of those, and if I can get 20 or 30 of those in a 20XTX run, that would be great. The nuts that I'm picking up are going to give me ability to buy more things like extra HP. You can see I just lost some HP. It's harder to come by than in most Mega Man games because that is obviously your primary resource that you're watching. You run out of HP and you go all the way back to the beginning, whether or not you completed 3 levels or 10 levels. I've only gotten about as far as completing 8 of the bosses so far, so we'll see how far we can get this time. You can see the earlier levels are a lot shorter than they are later on, so I'm going to go ahead and spend a couple of my nuts, that sounded weird, refill my health, and we'll go into the first boss. Death Lotus, the Prince of Petals. This guy's fairly easy. He's got some kind of long range, that attack. You can just stay out of the way of that, and then he spawns these little mini petals, which I haven't seen him spawn yet. Let's see if we can take care of this guy fairly quick. Alright, now where's he gonna appear? Where do you think? Oh, up top. Oh. Not a good showing, Jeff. Come on, show him how good you are at Mega Man. Actually, I don't really claim to be any kind of master at Mega Man, but I sure did play these games a lot back in my heyday. Alright, we've already almost got this guy down. Now, you'll notice that some of these games, or some of these bosses and levels take a lot longer the further on you get, and they can be a lot more challenging. So I only lost 1 bit of HP, probably get that replenished here. Got some nuts and some HP. And I can now do slightly more damage with powers. But I don't have any powers yet. Aha! But as it is a Mega Man successor of sorts, I could pick up his mortar, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the mortar, because this is a pretty handy ability to have. We're going to map that to the L button. So now, the little blue gauge up at the top is my NRG. I don't really know what that stands for, but it's your weapon power. And there it is. And I accomplished a speed or proficiency type of goal, so I got a little treasure chest right there. I got 3 more soul chips, so now we're at 5 total. I could save and quit if I want, but we're gonna pick one of the next levels. Let's see, we can go to the ice level, the sky temple, or I think this is like the mines area, the fire level. Now the sky temple, we're gonna go there once we get some kind of air dash or hover mechanic, because the whole level is just a big pit. So for now, we're gonna go to the Vile, whatever he is, Visage. This is a really cool boss too. He takes up the whole screen, big face, lots of stuff going on in the boss. That's always fun to play around with. So we'll dive into that level. So now we've got 1 level out of the way. I've got 17 nuts, and I think it said 5 soul chips. And one of the permanent items that I got was my little robot friend Dally, who will come and visit me at the start of the 2nd, 4th, and I think 6th level so far. And so hopefully we'll see her soon and get some great items, because normally she provides something that's really helpful for the long run. Got that good ice theme music. Uh-oh. Oh, look at that. I lost some HP, but the item I'm unlocking is more HP. So, I guess that's a net 0. Ooh, which way do we want to go? Let's go down. That looks a little harder, so it's probably the right way. No. And again, I don't need more HP, so I don't really need to do that. Alright, let's go up. The games, or the levels, definitely have more alternate paths than Mega Man games do. I know some of the Mega Man games... Oh, look, here we go. Here is Dally. What's she gonna give me? Just a little bit of money. It's actually not that great, but it'll come in handy later on. Now we've got 25 nuts, so that can actually pay off. You'll see when we get a little further. Whoa. Dive over here. And these little red things are challenge rooms. So they're called glory zones. This one is all about finesse. So what is this, like a platforming challenge? Get to the end without taking damage. And we will do just that. Just like the rest of this game, these challenges will get tougher as you progress through the world. It's pretty good about making the very beginning not too brutal on the player, and I appreciate that. but that's not to say that I haven't started a run and died at the end of the first level or second level, so they can be tough. Making good headway so far, and we made it. And I got a bonus of no damage. Well, I guess that was the point. Let's see. Power kills might restore health. Now see, if I take that, I've got to get rid of my item that I got at the beginning of the level. Attack kills might restore health. So we're gonna keep the attack kills because you get a lot more kills under your belt with your primary weapon than you do with your powers, at least early on like this. Whoa, that guy wants to stab me with ice and did a couple of times. Ooh, what's that up there? I don't need more weapon energy. These little penguins, I'm not a fan of them. They are bullet sponges. Don't need more of that. Ooh. You, sir. Alright, that's not cool. We're getting out of here. What's this? The very safe laboratory. Check out the music in these rooms. It's all sideways. Okay, become one with the planet may reduce output. Now these are all really like risky give and take. For the purposes of this Let's Play, I'm not going to take those now. Maybe show you later on. But they can offer really interesting perks. Like, it's very much like Rogue Legacy, where sometimes you'll have things like the whole world is upside down, but you get 3 times the experience. Interesting things like that. Ooh, we're running in with only half of our HP. This could be risky. But luckily, you see in the bottom left, I have 3 tokens. Hopefully we get some HP out of one of these. Uh-oh, come on HP. Bummer. All right, gonna have to beat this boss with only half of my HP. Check out this guy. Isn't he sweet looking? So I'm gonna fire away, and then he's gonna make a little force field over him. And notice how this is almost like a little bullet heli. Heli? Does that make sense? But if we get close enough and we get all 3 of these, woo. And position myself up here so I can be ready to. There we go. Ooh, here we go. Getting some. Whoa, no. Oh no. Gotta get out of the way. So now you can see, I like how as you play through the bosses, they progress a little bit more. It's kind of hard to tell in the early on levels because the boss battles aren't lasting very long, but they truly do evolve throughout the battle, and you'll see them take completely different attack patterns when they get to 25%, 50% health, things like that. So we finished the second boss, got some extra HP, some more nuts, and a potato battery. Watch my blue energy bar at the top. Bam! Got some more points, yeah, up there. And we'll move on to the third level. Now, do we want to take the boss's power, releasing a shockwave, blocking shots? That's really beneficial. Or if you don't want to take the boss's power, you can always get more nuts, or powers deal slightly more damage. We're not using many powers yet. So we're going to take this. I'm going to map it to ZL. That way, at any given time, if I've got a bullet hell situation coming at me, I can BAM! Just knock that stuff out of the way. What's their little joke up there? You might be a contractor, but that doesn't mean you can't have a little fun. And then this dude says, actually, it's mandatory that you have exactly one little fun. Your life's too short for much more. Good one, bro. Got 8 soul chips. Like I said, I'd love to get 20 or 30 at least throughout a run here. I don't think I'm ready to do the Sky Temple yet. So we can go to the Vacuum Lab, or we can go to, we're gonna go to Rollster, because this level is, it's a fun boss, not too hard. And the other boss that was an option in that first slot is much tougher when you have low HP, and we haven't found many good HP items yet, so gonna hold out for a minute. Super Hot Facility, level 3. Spread Shot is a really good item for this level. Now this, I can trade some of my nuts and get HP. 3 nuts for 1 HP, but I don't need any right now. Even if I did, I'm standing in front of an HP item. Let's see what's up there, shall we? Ooh, restores 5 energy. Wish I needed that. Apologies. If you, now see here, if I had my air dash, I'd probably be able to get up there. Apologies if you're hearing a bunch of my clicky of my Pro controller. This is my first Let's Play to record for this channel and with this setup, so yeah, a little bit of a work in progress. I'm sure you understand. My core job is not a YouTuber, actually, as much as you may feel otherwise because of my prowess here. That was sarcasm. Oh, we're getting a good amount of nuts here. Now, get out there. Oh, made it. Good old moving platforms and platforms that drop, and you know, I'd love to get that, but I don't want to lose an HP over it. Actually, I think I do. I think I do want to lose an HP over it. So when you fall into fire or, you know, whatever, you traditionally just lose 1 HP, so it's not an instant kill. If you were listening to the Nindie Nation Podcast, you heard Josh say something about that, how the instant kill pits and such were always a challenge for Josh. And not having that in this game makes it a little bit more digestible. Ooh, I think the game wants me to go straight, but I think I want to check out what's down below. Got a little challenge room here. Alright, what's this? Ooh, what is that? Powers deal more damage. Why not? Alright, now can we... Whoa, whoa, whoa! Oh, look at that, like a pro. Like a pro. Ooh, that looks hard. Oh, I didn't even see that that was a box there. Oh no! It's gonna be kind of tough to get up there. Got it. Doing good on HP, only missing one little piece so far. Oh, this room, this little area looks hard. I haven't used my new ability yet. Bam! Worked well. Soul chips, always good. I feel like, at least in my earlier stages with this game, the soul chips are one of the most valuable things I can find. I don't know if that'll ring true through the duration of my time with this game. But for right now, those soul chips are what I'm all about. And we're at boss level 3. Doing good so far. Feeling good about this one. Feeling good about this run. Got full HP. Oh, and we got a shop. So with this shop, I've got 54 nuts. I could replenish some health, but I don't need it. What's this? Ooh, the 4-way dash in midair. We are definitely getting that. Basic attacks. Increases speed. Alright, check this out. Bam! Bam! Now that we got this dash, we can do a lot more going into those Sky Temple levels. And check out my speed right now and how much it changes just by one little item. So you can see a pretty noticeable difference. We're going to also take this basic attack. That was a fantastic shop room. You can go back to the level, tackle this boss like a boss. Rollster Beta. Roll free or die. We're gonna annihilate this guy. Or he's just gonna roll right into me. That too. Ooh. Maybe I'm getting a little too cocky. Yeah, he's almost toast. Ooh. Did we get him? Oh, I forgot this guy turns into 2. Got one. Gotta get the next one. He's still got a lot of HP. Check that out. Ooh, see how that air dash just came in handy? And we got him. Hopefully we can replenish that HP, because now, as you can see, I spent all of my nuts. Got a little bit. What's this? Powers deal more damage? We gotta use more of these powers. I should have used my mortar during that level. I just wasn't thinking about it. So I don't really care about his 8-directional blade. It feels like Metal Man's blade from Mega Man 2, if that rings a bell. I think we're going to take the extra health. Soul chips. See, now we're at 17. Now we can do the Sky Temple. I think we're going to do this boss. The Eternal Star, as it were. And here we are. Ooh, already starting me out right in front of an enemy. Those enemies are tough, too. Now, we're on level 4, so we should see Dally soon. And, oh, look at that. There's Dally. Let's see what you gave me. Ooh, there's all my HP I was looking for. Oh, no! Almost fell. And what's this? Powers deal more damage. So my powers are getting pretty jacked up now. Oh, and there's another one. Man! And so we can dive in, if you want to see, to the pause screen, and you can see what items I have equipped. I can change which buttons are assigned to my powers. I am fond of them the way they are just fine, so we'll leave them. And then I can also show, so you can see which augmentations I've found. I found 4 of those power enhancers. These are all of the various items that I could unlock throughout the game. A lot of these have to be purchased. Once they're purchased, that means those are the random items you could find. And then, you know, various cores. So getting more power, doing the dashes. There's a different type of dash I haven't unlocked yet. These, I mean, I don't even know what it is. And it says, would you like to know what this is? Yes, I would. So all kinds of different weapons and abilities. I mean, there's so much here. And I've probably already put in about a dozen hours. So it's impressive. I've seen almost all the bosses. All right, let's keep rolling along. Got the air dash now. Hopefully you see why I was happy to have the air dash, because this level is just basically floating over a gigantic endless pit. So having something like that makes a big difference. How am I supposed to get around that? Not like that. I'm just gonna have to get hit and take the hit. I don't think I'm fast enough to zap up and around that. Oh man. See, this level at least is brutal. The Sky Temple is always where I start having some challenges. I wonder which way we should go. I think we're gonna go head over to the left. Ooh. Oofa. Apologies for my... Oh no! Oh, well, I guess I didn't die. I did a lot of backtracking now. I wonder if there's a double dash. I know there's a hover, but I've always found that the dash, at least in my brief experience, has been a better fit. We're going to take a different approach this time. Gotta go up. And then jump back over onto this platform. Go now. Just wait everybody. I'm gonna be the next 20xdx speedrunner. See how fast I'm doing this? It's like a pro. Only a pro can do it like this. Uh-oh, these guys are tough. I don't like this guy. Not one bit. Ow. Come on, give me some health. Alright, got a little bit of health. Now we gotta get up out of here. Let's see, gotta jump over here, see if we can take out this guy. Ooh. Haha. Love that little mortar weapon. Still love that little mortar weapon. Oh, missed him. I feel like there's a lot of not to disparage against Rogue Legacy, but I feel like Rogue Legacy was just kind of trying to always get all of the items, whereas this, I really structure the way I play the game and when I go to what levels because of how much of an impact, how much of an impact the different weapons and abilities can have on the levels themselves. See, doing this kind of stuff without the air dash is much more risky. We gotta be getting close to the end of the level. This one's been tough. I'm gonna need to find... Luckily, I've got about 22 nuts, so I should be able to replenish my health. Ooh, there's a token over there. You guys, those are really valuable. I want that. Got it. Well, I say they're really valuable, but you saw the last time I tried to use it, I wasted all 3 of them. I think we're going to try to go up. I think up seems like the more lucrative option. One of the only complaints that I have about this game, other than the fact that the soundtrack, while great, is not that varied, is that a lot of these levels really feel like they are just a big pit. Like, and it's probably because it's probably kind of par for the course when you've got the randomized element to the levels, but it does always kind of feel like I'm just kind of hanging over the edge of a pit, and that at any time you could fall. But you know, got to get good or whatever. Ooh, here we go, and I've only got half of my health, but probably going to be a shop or a machine here to replenish it. There we go. What's in here? More nuts, a little bit more health. Now see, I've got 28 nuts. I'll have enough. Oh, there we go. Just enough to replenish my health. I think we got this boss, guys. Notice how the screen zooms out here. Eternal Star. It's really neat that different bosses and different levels will have the screen zoom out like this, because it, you know, the other I think 1 or 2 of the old Mega Man games did that, but not many did, and it really provides some different perspective that I hadn't really seen in games like this in the past. We're gonna use this mortar on this guy. We get him already? That wasn't too tough. Nailed him. Lost half of my health, but we'll see if there's some more in here. All right. So got max health up of 1, and overall feeling pretty good about this run. Getting a lot of ability upgrades and a lot of power upgrades. So hopefully we find some good abilities to take advantage of this extra power. I think I don't really need the nuts. I don't really need the energy. I think we're gonna take this attack, which is pretty cool. We're gonna put it on L. That way my mortar goes back to X. Basically, whatever direction I'm going in, it makes that crystal that you just saw the boss use. And so I can just stand still and it stays still, but it absorbs. I've found that abilities like that one and this, where you can kind of stop the bullet hell segments, are really helpful. All right, got most of that replenished. Got 24 soul chips. I am feeling good. I don't want to do another... Oh, I don't have to do another Sky Temple. That's great. So now I'm going to probably go run into Frost Store at that point. But this is where I'm going to leave you. I think this is a good insight into how this game operates. I'll come back and do another Let's Play before too long that has Ace as the character, so you can see some of the sword combat, melee combat. As always, my name is Jeff. You can catch me and my cohort and Nindie Crime, Josh, on the weekly podcast Nindie Nation. You can find us on Twitter at Nindie Nation. We also have a great Facebook community and YouTube page. Well, you're probably watching this on YouTube right now, so you know where that is. Please leave comments. Let us know how you like this. If this was the worst Let's Play you've ever seen, you know what? That's okay with me. We are here to make sure that everybody knows about the great indie games out there so that things don't slip between the cracks. I feel like 20XTX is getting a good rep so far. It's probably going to get some notoriety. But for those of you that might have been on the fence, Rogue Legacy meets Mega Man X. I don't think you can go wrong. I've had a lot of fun with this game so far, and look forward to sharing more of it with you soon. Until then, keep on playing those Nindies.